Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining me today. If you're new, please like and subscribe. Check out my other videos. See if there's anything you agree with, disagree with, anything you'd like to add, please put it in the comment section. And that brings me to the title of today's video. Today's video, I want to talk about something that's affecting me in my neighborhood. And I'm sure a lot of other people across this country feel the same way and are just as upset. Um, I call it slash and burn living. And to elaborate on that, it's people that move from place to place. Every time they move into a place, they pretty much completely destroy it by way of allowing infestation of mice because they're unclean, disrepair, not keeping up on repairs, and being a general nuisance to the neighborhood, such as allowing their dogs to defecate on their neighbor's property and not cleaning it up, and just being loud, obnoxious, lighting off fireworks at random times, and then laughing about it when they know they're annoying people, when they know that they're potentially scaring their neighbor's pets. Um, yeah, and this does so. My neighbor, that's part of the thing. We've been neighbors for what, 4 years now, and along my fence, they have four big dogs. They have quite a few people living in this house, and they just let their dogs crap all over the place, and they never clean it up. Well, the first time 2 years ago, I addressed it. Oh, I'll keep it clean. I'll clean it up. Um, that happened for like a week or two. So the other year, he's letting his trees overgrow by his garage. They're hitting my roof on my garage, and I say something finally, and I had called the cops, and the cop comes and he's like, "Oh, well, maybe you want to talk to him," but I already have. Then the cop says, "Oh, well, maybe the deputy actually that comes through that's assigned to the town." Then he says, "Oh, well, maybe I'll take it to court." Hello, I'm not going to waste my money because it's going to be me paying the filing fee. I'm not wasting my money and my time to go to court to get a ruling that's going to do nothing. I said, no, I'm going to take it in my own hands. I will shovel it up and I will throw it on their lawn. And then all of a sudden he changed his tune. Oh, I'll go talk to him. Yeah, you do that. And then the cop has the nerve to say, oh, well, that's why I live in the country. So what you're really telling me is I'm not going to enforce laws if you don't want to be bothered by shitty neighbors that actually do things against the book of common decency. Your dog craps on the lawn. It's on the city statute that you're supposed to get a $500 fine. Nope, they don't enforce anything. So what I'm saying is I think we can see this happening all over the place. And this is why things escalate. This is why things escalate because police want to do selective enforcement and not do their damn job. They don't want to get involved in domestic disputes. They just want to simply be traffic cops, pull people over and give speeding tickets, seatbelt tickets. They want the easy life. Well, this is why we are where we are. And like they said, what they've already shown the world what they can do. They can't do much. It takes 500 cops. Not, I'm exaggerating. It takes 24 cops to stop one guy. They're letting you know how weak they really are. One deputy come through town, I suppose he's scared of people. Well, then maybe they should be coming in pairs. That's what should be happening. They should be coming in twos so they can back each other up, you know. But yeah, that's what I have to say about that. What do you guys think? What do you think about this slash and burn living? I mean, what these people do is for a long time in these small areas there were some pretty cheap rentals, pretty cheap houses even, and they would get in them and there was plenty to shit up, and they would shit them up and they'd get tore down. The owner wasn't going to repair them. They got all their money out of it. They milked it. Well, now the rentals are getting fewer and fewer, and it seems to me they're trying to corral, these people that live like that into apartment complexes. So it's like they can consolidate the problem people into a small area. It's like, well, that's not benefiting them either. It's like, how about education on why you shouldn't be allowing dog shit to pile up on other people's property or your own property for that matter, because it's a health concern. What about they preach forever education, but as we can see, socially, that's not happening. They take the easy route. The easy route too is throw people in jail. But then again, people that do heinous crimes, they're out on the streets. There was one in the cities here where the Maiorardi, I think her name is, stuck up for this criminal that had killed a teen uh, some years ago. They let him out. Guess what? He got caught again with a gun. Big, big surprise. Do you think a murderer really gives a rat's ass? He's been locked up for 20, 30 years. He's going to get out and, yeah, he's going to break all the laws. He's been cooped up for a long time. Most of the time, doesn't work. It worked with me. I was 12 years old. Me and a friend got in trouble and shot out a few car windows on a farm we had permission to be on with our BB guns. We're 12 years old. There were some old Lincolns parked out at this farm place. We got the idea, I think we accidentally hit one window and we saw how cool that was. So we're like, oh, let's keep doing it. Well, of course, the owner of the cars came and we fessed up. And, luckily, our insurance covered a lot of it, but I still got community service, probation. And I look at that and I compare it to nowadays and I'm like, my God, you know, it's amazing. And that would have been, I suppose, early mid 90s. But I'm like, look at what a guy would pay, the price he had to pay for a crime back then compared to now. Now people can literally aim a gun at a cop and nothing happens to him. It's like, we had that happen in my hometown recently. And the cop actually went to court and stuck up for the guy that aimed a loaded gun at him. It's like, this is how weak our law enforcement is in a lot of cases, and nobody wants to call it out. It's illegal in Minnesota for trucks to have wheels that extend past the fender flares. We see trucks with tires sticking out far exceeding that. Nothing said. I'm driving with no lights on. There's a little bit of overcast room. I'm pulled over. So once again, what's with the selective enforcement? Do they really care about public safety? I don't think so, because if they did, why aren't they doing anything about this? My little town I live in, my God, there's people that have had TVs stacked up in their front yards for years. I mean, literally, I've been there since 2019. They're still in the same spot, just piles of TVs. And, this is what happens when laws ain't enforced. And we see that in our bigger cities, especially, and now it's coming to rural areas. Because it's it's complete lawlessness everywhere. The point I was going to get to is I was really nice with back to my neighbors, I was really nice with them, other than the time I called the cops, and the cops had a talk with them. Well, this last time, it was yesterday, I was canning at home, I was in a good mood. I go out to my porch to grab some more canning jars, I'm canning tomatoes, and right in front of my house, there's my neighbor's wife with their dog. She's casually smoking a cigarette, letting the dog do its business right on my lawn. I opened the door and I went off on her. I said, if you want to live like an animal, go live on a farm. Obviously, you don't have any respect for me. And all she can say, she looks at me with a blank stare. Oh, I'm sorry. I said, no, you're not, because we've had this issue before. You knew exactly what you were doing because you seen me and you tried to run off until I said something. So you knew what you were doing was wrong. Your actions speak louder than your words. And that's what I did. And now my good side feels a little bad about it. Maybe I went overboard. I figured her husband would be coming to talk to me. He hasn't. What do they got to say? What do they have to say? And I hate it. I hate the fact that we have to be this way. I don't want to be enemies with people I live around. But at the same time, can you be decent? That's all I'm asking for. Can people be decent? But yeah, that's all I got to talk about today. Bye.